What's going on, YouTube Nation? This is Darth Dividend. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And happy Nurses Week to all the nurses out there. I just posted a video before I decided to discuss this. And somebody mentioned to me that ExxonMobil froze their dividend. And what am I going to do? Because on my M1 Finance portfolio, I have ExxonMobil on my M1 Finance portfolio, and I followed the Matt Ramey effect on my M1 Finance portfolio, and I'm going to give you my response to that. So let's just read this article on the 29th. Exxon freezes dividend for first time 13 years amid oil rout. So ExxonMobil froze its dividend for the first time in 13 years as its lowest oil prices in a generation strain the company's financial underpinnings. Exxon will pay 87 cents a U.S. share in the June. Okay, so I at least got that. Unchanged from March's outlay. The Irving, Texas-based company said in a statement Wednesday, for now, Exxon had an uninterrupted streak of April since going back to 2007. So the Western Hemisphere's largest oil company was slammed by the lockdowns that obliterated energy demand and forced Exxon to scale back an ambitious investment program. The employer slashed its 2020 capital budget by $10 billion to conserve cash, but in light of the continued deterioration in energy markets, it wasn't enough to support higher payouts. So ExxonMobil paid out the S&P's third largest dividend in the past quarter. Let's see, I'm thinking about adding these guys soon, but I have ExxonMobil, I have AT&T, I have Pfizer. Okay, so I have some of those stocks. I'm thinking about adding Wells Fargo because I do need to add some extra bank stocks. But anyways, I know you guys are like, why am I buying too many things on my portfolio? Well, look, I need to get the wheel spinning, but these are some great companies out there, and don't be surprised if I have all of these listed right here on there in the long run, because one, they're part of the S&P. Everybody wants to compete against the S&P, and they give off great dividends. So after trimming capital spending, Exxon has a few levers out to pull and protect the dividend. Unlike rivals such as Royal Dutch Shell and Total SA that are saving cash by crippling share buybacks, Exxon sacrificed those during the crash in 2016. Norway's Equinor ASA became the largest oil company to cut dividends amid historic virus-driven market rout. Most analysts expected the world's largest Western supermajors, including Exxon, to defend their dividend at almost any cost, given how important the payouts are to North American investors. Before today, Exxon was the third largest dividend payer in the S&P index, behind Microsoft and AT&T, according to the data compiled by Bloomberg. So let's go to ExxonMobil, the stock, real quick. Okay, let's go to the stock. So it's taken a little, it's taken a hit. Boom! It took a huge hit going down. So it was going up. It was going up. And then boom! Went down, and then it went up, and then down, and then boom! Took a huge hit. Well, look, I'm not going to sell ExxonMobil. I think it's a very strong stock. I really think that putting a little bit of a hold on my distribution with them, because I'm going to try to at least get one share of Boeing and go from there. And then once I get Boeing to the percentage that I want, then I'm going to focus on ExxonMobil and use the Ramey effect, because I'll have AT&T. Eventually, I'm going to get AT&T up on my percentage in M1 Finance. I'll show you the video on my M1 Finance portfolio, so don't worry. I'm going to jump to that in a second, so make sure you stay on here and watch this. I'll show you what I mean. So basically, Exxon, I will get a higher percentage with them up because I need to get more shares in these guys before I start adding more stocks. Now, because the stock market like kind of fluctuated and took some hits, I'm not putting as much money into these guys right now, but I will in a little bit once the stock market starts fixing itself. So I got AT&T, I got ExxonMobil, I got Bank of America, Wells Fargo. I'll probably add, even though they pissed me off a few years ago about something. But I really like what I see about ExxonMobil. I'm going to continue to hold with these guys. I'm not going to get rid of them. I mean, I know they're trying to compete with alternative fuel sources and stuff, but it's going to take a while before oil's going to go anywhere. Because if you do electric cars and all this stuff, it's going to take years to convert and years to convert. And, there's still going to be people putting gasoline in cars, to compete. And it might be, cheaper, but, it's a very reputable company, and it is a very, very strong stock. I know it froze its dividend because of a few things going on, but once people start going back to work, they're going to start buying more gas, and those are going to go right back up. So I needed to diversify and add some, energy stocks. I also am looking at UGI Corporation to add to my M1 Finance portfolio. So I haven't ruled everything out yet, but these guys I'm looking at these guys. I feel very confident. I'm going to slowly start adding more stocks to my M1 Finance portfolio, but I need to use the Matt Ramey theorem and just make the wheel start spinning each month with these dividend stocks. So that's what I'm going to have to do right now. Let's just look at the distribution history and how they're. Let's just compare a few things first. What about them? Okay. So let's just compare them to competitors. The Royal Dutch, Chevron's obviously a really good one. I mean, what are you going to say? ConocoPhillips is a good one. There's some good stocks out there, but look at how they're doing against BP. Its previous history. It's kind of ran circles around BP, and it's going up and down and right and left. But the dividend, let's just see the financials. June, okay, it's 2019. Sure, it's a little bit down, but it's gonna fix itself. These are some of the most powerful companies, and they could even buy off other companies. So it was the company was ranked 9th globally in the Forbes Global 2000 list in 2016. It was the 10th most profitable company in the Fortune 500 in 2017. As of 28, the company ranked second to Fortune 500 rankings, the largest U.S. corporations of total revenue. So, this is its largest shareholders are BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. So those are big companies that are investing in these guys and have a lot of confidence in them. So that's the other thing why you need to diversify with your dividend portfolio. So I'm going to jump to my M1 Finance portfolio. Look at how much money it generates: 279.3 billion and 21.53 billion. Jesus. Net income 20.84 billion. Total equity 191.8 billion. That's pretty strong, if you ask me. So I'm going to go to my M1 Finance portfolio. So right now I have, let's just look at all my shares. IIPR 7.65 shares, Pfizer 13, Coke 10, AT&T 12, ExxonMobil I'm only at 6.48. I do need that to get up. Iron Mountain, I'm at 10.56. 3M, I'm at 1.1. Westrock, Ryman Hospitality Properties, of course I get mentioned in comments. Royal Caribbean, Hormel Foods, Maxim Integrated Products, Seagate Technology, Delta Airlines, Boeing, I at least want to get to one share, LTC, Bank of America, Cheesecake Factory, SPHD, QYLD, Global X Super Dividend, Global X Super Dividend Rate ETF, and Brookfield Assets Income Fund. So these 5, again, I have a goal to make $1,000 to $3,000 a month on my monthly dividends. That includes my 6 with LTC properties. So that will help me keep the machine going in the long run with these dividend stocks, because I have 6 of them. That should really help. I think in the long run, once I start really racking up the cash on here and the dividends start reinvesting, that's when my stocks that I'm going to start adding in, it's going to get a lot stronger and bigger. And my goal is $100,000 to have on my dividend portfolio, but there's a lot of potential to being higher than that. And I'm a very ambitious individual, and I'm very laser focused on what I have to do, whether it's my career or when it comes investing. And these guys are going to pack a punch. I know that I only have a few shares with where's my ExxonMobil? Where is it hiding? Right here. It's 6.48 shares. I mean, eventually that's going to fix itself and get back to where it is. I mean, I have 27 positions right now, and I can just get bigger and bigger. I could have a total of 100 stocks once I start getting really high. I mean, that's maybe when I get to maybe 250,000, I might add 100 or have 100 total stocks. But this is where I need to start getting strong, is in all of these stocks right here. So, I mean, at least getting to 20 shares in these big stocks is what I'm gunning for, and going from there. So, Iron Mountain needs to get a little bit. Exxon needs to get a little bit. Some of these other stocks need to get there, and start growing and getting the compound interest kicking in. So, I mean, that's all I can do at the moment. Is there's no such thing as luck in investing, but sometimes there is luck, and go from there. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing with ExxonMobil. Feel very confident. I feel very, I have a ton of respect to the people that work in ExxonMobil. I ran into randomly a regional guy from ExxonMobil before I even became an investor. One of the coolest people I've ever met, down to earth, very humble. He was a guy that wasn't driving a nice car. He just ran into a bar to grab a drink one time, and he's just asking me about Ohio and what I like about it. And he goes, "Oh, I'm a regional guy at ExxonMobil." Had no idea. I mean, he was a very fun person to chat with, and he was just in town. And this is I could tell that he was a very hard worker, and he really appreciated working for ExxonMobil. He didn't take that for granted. So, there's a phrase, actions speak louder than words. And if there's more people like this guy, I mean, these guys will be very successful. So I am not worried about ExxonMobil whatsoever. I'm going to continue to invest in them. I know Boeing froze their dividend. I'm not worried at all. So I'm just going to keep on going and invest and reinvest and allow these stocks to start kicking some ass, and get my dividend portfolio to 100,000. So that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And let me know what you think on ExxonMobil Do you think this is a good move that I'm doing, or should I get rid of it because it froze a dividend? So thank you again. I'm going to post another video actually today since I'm off, and it's going to be about Carnival, and if it's worth a buy, I need to do a version 2 on Carnival stock. So stay put, and I'm going to post that probably by the end of the day. But I'm just giving you a response to the ExxonMobil. I also saw a post and a reply in one of you guys earlier. I'm going to make a comment back to you in my comment section. I'm going to one of my goals is to post a video on it, and you know, I'm going to give you my honest opinion on some investing in certain stocks. So thank you again, and have a good one.